Welcome to Flywheel. We are with a new car in a new place. However, before I go to the review, I just remind you, if you're not subscribed this channel yet, please do subscribe and never forget to click that bell button so that you will get all the update from us as soon as we upload the video. So coming back to the review, we are reviewing one of the most popular car in India from the most popular car maker, Maruti. You know, Maruti introduced the Wagon R as a tall boy from their brand, and it has been well accepted in the country. It is one of the most successful cars ever. With 2 generations, they were able to clock a sale of 2.2 million units. That's a huge number, and that is 24% of the market share, which is really something to give applause. So Wagon R is having the 3rd generation now. Maruti has crafted the new car to cater more wider audience and cater more market share from the Indian family car segment. The Wagon R, as you know, is known as the tall boy from Maruti. As you may be aware, Maruti called the new Wagon R as the big new WagonR. That big element is reflected everywhere in this car. This is a car with a big body, not a big engine, but big heart and big soul and big space. So they have crafted the car in a proper tall boy design, but made it more attractive for a larger audience like youth audience. So I think we can pull out and check out how the car looked from exterior. So when you talk about the exterior design of the all-new Wagon R, it is crafted much better than what we've seen in the earlier Wagon Rs. They retained few of the DNA of Wagon R, which is the tall boy design, which still retained and looked really tall boy, but it's got a lot more curvy edges, which has actually broken the monotonous look of Wagon R, which was there in the previous generation. In fact, it is the most attractive Wagon R so far, in my opinion. Front have crafted very well. They retained the big headlight, and there's a clear lens headlight with the headlight and side indicators going in. It's given an attractive curvy design. Both the headlights are connected with a wide grille, which has got a new mesh treatment, and there's a chrome insert also on the center. Wider air vent on the bumper means a lot of air intake, which is good for the engine as well as it look good. And there is a fog lamp insert with a sporty like finish, and it's got a very attractive feel from the front. Apart from that, there are a couple of trims available for the Wagon R, which has the chrome inserts and some of the white inserts are there. According to your taste and your trend, you can choose that, and it will give it more trendier look for the car. Coming on to side profile, Wagon R again retains some of this DNA, which is tall boy design, flat roof. There's a line flowing from headlight to taillight, which is curved and raised up and dropped later. And there's a attractive wheel arch treatment given to the car, which has been followed on the rear also. There's a 1:3 and 2:3 proportion retain, and there's a huge greenhouse, which again is very practical. And some inserts are gone here onto the C pillar, which gives more attractive sporty feel, which we have seen somewhat like on the new Swift. The treatment is given like that, and is connected with the rear end. Onto the rear end, there is again a Wagon R treatment, which is a huge boot lid, 1:3 big glass, and the rest of the portion is proper Wagon R-ish, and the bumper treatment has given a sporty feel with that black insert. But the most attractive thing about the rear is this vertical tail light, which is given a curvy finish over here, and it's consolidated very well. And there is no other elements like a spoiler on the rear, but everything has fleshed out very well and look attractive. It's more decent, more trendier, and it look even though it's a bigger car, it has been consolidated very well. Apart from that, there's a huge boot space available, which is another DNA or key factor of Wagon R in this segment. Has been retained. It's a deep well. It's a huge one. There's a tray also over here, but the depth is little high. When you have a heavy luggage, you'll find it a little bit difficult to pull it out. Otherwise, everything is placed very well. Even though it's a lighter car, it has been strengthened also. So Maruti were able to make the new Wagon R more trendier, so that they can grab more youth audience for the car. into the interior, you can see a well-crafted new interior for the WagonR. It's having a very different look and feel from most of the other Marutis. They've given an X treatment on the center console. So center console is dominated with a 17.76 centimeter touch screen with a very good quality graphics and a very involved infotainment system. There's a minimalistic approach gone on to this. There is a very low number of switches. There's only air condition control knobs over here as switches. Otherwise, everything has gone into this touch. There's a vertical air vent on the both side of the screen, of which one has got a small flow, which I have to mention here. The right air vent actually blow air into the hands of the driver. So after a long drive, you may feel your hands getting chilled, which is also blocking the airflow to the rear. Otherwise, ergonomically, it's a well-crafted interior. The gear lever height is one other thing which attracted me. They increase the height of the gear lever, which is good for the tight maneuvering or when you drive in city when you want to use the gears more. Steering is a multifunction steering with audio and phone controls on the left hand side of the steering. There's a minimalistic approach onto the instrument console wherein you can see an analog meter and a small TFT screen onto this. There's a lot of storage space given onto the car. The mobile space over here below the AC control. There's another cup holder next to the park brake lever, and there are bottle holders on the door pads, of which the rest of the pocket portion is a bit narrow. And the glove box is also a bit narrow for the size of this car, but there are a lot of other advantage for this interior. First one, of course, is a very roomy interior. One thing which always attracted me in a WagonR is the spacious and the roominess feel. The huge glass, 1/3 portion of the glass means you're getting a lot of view outside. Not a very good view over here. We are in the city right now, but when we are on the scenic highway, we were really having a very good view out. The seats are crafted very well, especially the front seats, with a very good thigh support, backrest. Even the one-piece seat, it's crafted in a way that you're getting support from the headrest, and it's a cushioned seat. So earlier WagonR didn't have so much comfort on the seat as for me, but now with my physique, with my size, I can comfortably sit in this front seat for a long drive. Rear seat is also crafted well, except for the lack of bit thigh support. The rest and the space is good. The person sitting in front won't get disturbed with a transmission tunnel. It's very low. So altogether, the interior is a very crafted interior. It's a huge boot space. You can also fold the rear seat in 60/40 way. So space-wise, there's no compromise in the interior. Other thing which attracted me is the quality of the build and the material used. It's even though it's a plastic, it doesn't feel cheap. It's got that leather finish and look attractive. But again, for me, the beige interior is not the best bet for India. They could have opted some brown or maybe a darker color for the practical note. But I know the most of the Indian customers prefer the beige one. But with the fabric, I think it'll be a bit tough to maintain it. Coming on to the engine, the Maruti is providing two engines for the car. There's 1 liter and a 1.2 liter. 1 liter is having an output of 61 PS power and 90 Nm of torque, whereas the 1.2 is having an output of 83 PS and 113 Nm of torque. And there are two gearboxes available. One is the 5-speed manual, which is I'm driving right now, and there's also an automated AMT gearbox, which according to Maruti is called AGS, automated gear shift. The USB of these both engines are decent power and a very good efficiency. So petrol 1.2 is claimed to be 21.5 km per liter, and there is a 1 km enhancement for the 1 liter. So 1 liter efficiency is 22.5 km per liter. Overall, the ride and the refinement of this new WagonR is improved. The new suspension, which is McPherson Strut and Torsen beam, is giving a good ride comfort, especially on the mixed roads of Rajasthan where we are driving the car today. On highway, it's a very comfortable, refined, and even on the bad patches of road, there is no much damps or harshness to the interior. The new Hertect platform has helped in improving the NVH level, but when you go 80 kilometer plus speed, you will start getting some road noise from the rear because the wheel arch on the rear doesn't have a cover. So there's a cost cutting, but below 80 I never felt that. Suspension also play a vital role in improving the driving comfort of the car. Earlier the WagonR was not a great driver's machine. It doesn't have that involvement, but now there's an improvement on that. When you hit a corner, maybe or a bend on a highway, you actually doesn't feel that lack of confidence which was earlier there in the WagonR. So that's an improvement over that. However, the car is meant to be driven around mostly on city and on highway. For a normal guy, it is a very good car to commute around with the family. The car is also having dual airbags and ABS as a safety feature. Even though the car is built lighter, they were able to reinforce the body shell very strongly. And I just want to make a clarification over here. A lot of people think that lighter car means it's not safe. It's not true, because most of the cars nowadays are made lighter on various aspects. Lighter means the exterior shell is getting lighter because we want to protect the pedestrians from having bad injuries according to the international norms. Almost all the manufacturers are building the cars lighter, but the interior compartment or the shell is made stronger. So a lot of alloys are gone into the compartment on the frame, which gives the car more strength for the frame, so the passengers or driver, whoever in the car, are protected. So even if you see some of the brutal accidents, car may look collapsed badly, but most of the passengers are safeguarded in the car. There are other testers and NCAP ratings, a lot of other things are there, but basically lighter doesn't mean the car is unsafe. So I just thought of clarifying that, because a lot of people get confused with that. The lighter doesn't mean unsafe. Not only Maruti, all the cars which are around are becoming lighter. Even the most safety cars like the Volvo, Mercedes are getting lighter, but they're making it stronger. That's what even Maruti has made with this new WagonR. So with a price tag starting from 4.16 lakh to 5.69 lakhs, WagonR is a very good bet for a family, or even a young guys who are aspiring millionaires who would love to take their family or friends out and want to commute his official drive alone. This is a balance between both. Hope you guys really like the new WagonR. You can share your comments both on the car and even on our videos. If you want any improvement to be done on this video, please do comment it. And if you like this video, please do like and share it. Finally, I'll again remind you to subscribe if you are not done it yet, and don't forget to click that bell button to get all the updates as soon as we upload the videos. Until we meet with this next review, be safe on the road and enjoy your driving.